In the late 1970s, I started searching rolls of Canadian pennies. Of course, I found a lot of US pennies, but I started finding other foreign coins. The very first batch of pennies I searched was back in 1978. A friend of my parents busted open a piggy bank and discovered there were a lot of pennies in it, over $50 worth in fact, and the banks weren't going to take that amount of loose change. So, knowing I was a numismatist, they brought over the pennies in a canvas bag along with some rolling papers. In exchange for rolling up the pennies for them, I could keep anything that was collectible. And that is where I found this. Now, I knew that neither Canada nor the US struck a cent with a wild pig on it. So I checked it closely and found out, of course, on the reverse, that it was indeed from Bermuda. As you can see on to the left of the Queen's portrait, it says Bermuda. Now, wild pigs, which are also called wild boars, or in some parts of the US they call them razorbacks, they're found in Europe, Asia, and Northern Africa. They are also found in the Americas, that is North America and South America, but they're an invasive animal there. It means like they didn't belong there originally, but they're there now and causing a bit of trouble, but that's another story. Bermuda, the country we're talking about today, got its name from the person who first landed in Bermuda in 1505. Or was it 1511? I seem to have gotten two dates when I was double checking on the history of this. But anyway, the guy that landed there, they seem to agree on, his name was Juan de Bermudez. Now, being a remote island, it's 1,000 kilometers off the coast of North Carolina. There were no indigenous people on the island. Now, noticing the treacherous reefs around much of this island, Bermudez made a decision to leave some of his domestic pigs there, just in case any future ships fouled on the reefs. Well, of course, that did eventually happen. In 1609, a fleet of ships from England, led by Admiral George Somers, set sail for Virginia. That is the Virginia colony, which was established in 1607. But on their way there, they ran into a hurricane. Probably it was a hurricane. Somers' ship got separated from the rest of the fleet and ran aground on the infamous Bermuda Reefs. Fortunately, Bermuda was now populated with porkers. Somers and his crew and passengers lived there for 10 months. They built houses, they built a church, they even built 2 small ships, which they then used to sail on to Virginia in 1610. Permanent settlers arrived in Bermuda in 1616. Still lots of pigs there, so when coinage was made for the settlers, the first coinage made for use in English North America, by the way, they had a picture of a wild pig. The coins were a 2p, 3p, 6p, and a shilling. They were brass with a silver wash, which meant that they were fiat money. That's F-I-A-T. Fiat money only has value because a value is written on it, just like modern day paper money. As opposed to most of the coins at the time were valued because they had a certain amount of silver, gold, or copper in them. Now, I wish I had an example of one of these coins that were struck for use in Bermuda. They're referred to as hog money, spelled H-O-G-G-E, named after the fact, of course, that the pigs were on it. And each one of them, of course, has a picture of a wild pig. But the value of these particular coins starts at about $3,500 for an example in which you may barely make out the outline of a wild pig. And the best examples, ones in the best condition, are worth close to $100,000. So this one here, in very nice condition, about the modern penny, is worth 50 cents. So cheap to find when you can find them. Today, the wild pigs are pretty much gone from Bermuda, found only on the penny. Like my home country of Canada, though, Bermuda coins show a variety of flora and fauna. The 5-cent has what's called a queen angelfish. Let's look at this one here, a nice shiny example. And you get a nice clear picture of the angelfish on here. The angelfish is blue and yellow in color, and apparently is very popular for aquariums, and it's found all around the reefs in the Bermuda area, as well as quite a few other places in the Atlantic Ocean. The 10-cent has a Bermuda Lily. So get the nicer one here. There's one was a little bit shinier here. It's called the Bermuda Lily, but it is better known as the Easter lily. And while it grows all over Bermuda, it is originally from Taiwan and the southernmost islands of Japan, which are also referred to as the Ryukyu Islands. No surprise there, as the climate is very similar, right down to the occasional cyclonic storm. That is, in Bermuda they're called hurricanes, in Taiwan they're called typhoons. The final Bermuda coin that I have is the quarter, which shows a white-tailed tropic bird, or is it a yellow-billed tropic bird? Well, whatever it is, the Bermudans call it a long tail. And so that's the 25 cents. So in North America, you can see how they would be easy to find. They're often in dealer bargain bins, but every one of these Bermuda coins that I have here, I found in rolls of Canadian coins. Being the same size as US and Canadian coins, well, give or take a half a millimeter, it's pretty easy for them to get mixed up in the regular coinage. And so they do make an appearance in coin rolls, and sometimes maybe even in your change. So if you're in the Canada or the US, keep an eye out for them, and they just might pop up. Now, if you like this video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up, and also be sure to subscribe and ring that bell. And if you have any other questions, of course, please post in the comments. And if you have any suggestions for any other economical collectible coins, please let me know. I just might have them in my collection. And I thank everybody for watching.